In this video, I'm going deep into my experience, 13 years as a CFO, and will share 5 of the biggest secrets another CFO's told me. No names or identifying information, just the themes that real CFOs have grappled with, some that affected their own job or their ability to deal with the pressure of their business, and some that even made me uncomfortable to hear. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's David, and I've been a CFO for the past 13 years. I love to help the next gen of CFO leaders by making videos about the skills needed to succeed as a CFO and how to put yourself in the position to land the job. If that sounds like you, then subscribe so I can keep bringing you valuable content like this. Networking with other CFOs can be fascinating to hear their experiences. After all, as a CFO, it can be a common experience that as the only CFO in the company, you may have no direct peers that are living through the same challenges and can relate to the same pressures of the job that you have. In being able to get together with these CFOs, you now have people that share your experiences, business challenges, staffing issues, risks to manage, dealing with clients, and more. In my experience, opportunities to share information can be via CFO conferences and workshops, industry-specific associations, and collegial or informal networking groups and other online discussion groups. So here are the 5 big secrets, and wait for number 5 because that was honestly difficult for me to hear. Number 1, they had a bad relationship with the CEO. And the background here is it was a very experienced CFO. They were late in their career, highly respected by other CFOs, and in one of the top businesses in the sector. And why the tension? Was it a personality clash, a difference of opinion, or maybe a priorities? Or were they not strategically aligned? And the lesson here is the importance of the CEO and CFO relationship is so pivotal. The CFO has to be flexible in their approach. They've got to be able to adapt to the CEO style. They need to be able to contribute to making the CEO successful, which means that then you will be successful and the company will be successful also. Moving to the second secret, the CFO told me, don't give them too much information, referring to the board. And the background here is that they only provided very high-level summary information to the board, and the aim was to keep the board out of the financials and leave it to that CFO. And really a better plan here was you need to build trust, and that's best done through transparency. And it's better to guide the board in making financial decisions for the business. The third big secret was that the CFO outsourced IT and therefore in their mind didn't have to worry about cyber risk. And the background here is that IT is often under the remit of the CFO, as it was in this example. The company was using a managed service provider, so in that arrangement, a third-party IT company manages all the IT services and support and often provides the staffing. But the CFO viewed this outsourcing of the IT function as also including outsourcing any responsibility or accountability for cyber risk. And therefore the CFO no longer had to worry about it. So a better plan here was to recognize that you can never outsource risk. You can outsource the IT function and all the actions needed to mitigate those risks. And you can also outsource the help to identify the risks in the first place, but you still retain the responsibility in-house. And the fourth secret is that the CFO was let go when a new CFO came in. And this can happen. A CEO wants to bring in their own choice of CFO, but when that person went into a new role, they spent the first 6 months fine-tuning their general ledger and chart of accounts. So the background here is the CFO had been with this particular company for quite a few years. And it can be a reality when a new CEO joins and they want a fresh management team. And unfortunately, this CFO really did struggle for a while afterwards, having to move on from a company that they'd been in for quite a long time. And so what's a better plan in this example? One is to acknowledge that you can't always control this risk. It can happen, but what you can control is to see what your terms of engagement are on. Are you on a 5-year contract, for example, or are you on a permanent employment basis? And when you do move on to a new role, focus on how to be successful in that role and to start with the things that are going to really add value. And perhaps fine-tuning a chart of accounts for 6 months might not have been the best use of time. Secret number 5. And this was a CFO telling me that they were so worried because they had so much debt in their business that they couldn't even sleep at night. And the background here was this was a relatively new CFO, and they'd also not been the person that had taken on all that debt. That was done before they came in. The business had taken a lot of debt in recent years, and the CFO was so genuinely worried about it that it was really, they felt a personal responsibility for managing that massive amount of debt. And so they told me that they were considering leaving their job because they just felt that that level of debt was just such a burden on them that they couldn't deal with it. So what's a better plan here? One is that when you go into a new role as a CFO, find out the financial position of the company before you start. You need to be comfortable with the situation you're getting into. Now, this may not be possible. You may not be able to see all the background to the books behind a private company, but you should at least try. And that's something that I think I definitely learned from my last role. Is it's not a question that I went deep into. And sometimes you can see a business that's been around for a long time and actually make an assumption that therefore they're in a very healthy financial position, but that may not be the case. And if you do go into a company that's got a lot of financial debt and financial stress potentially, have a clear plan with the board for the financial strategy and the plan to make realistic progress over time towards a sustainable position. And also recognize if your true skill set as a CFO is that of a turnaround CFO, or if you need potentially a lower risk situation in order to be successful and to develop your range of skills as a newer CFO. And I'll add in another bonus secret. Another CFO told me that they hadn't re-tendered their major service contracts in over 10 years at their business. And this was quite surprising because it was, again, a business where I thought they would have been completely on top of contract registers and also going out to market over time to make sure you're getting the best value. And so the tip here is really for your larger contracts and the ones that are really critical to your business success, you do need to have a strategy around when you're going back to market, testing out if there's new providers there that are going to offer perhaps a better service or better pricing, and to know what you have a definitive strategy around this is, so you don't just leave it to something that you get lost with because you run out of time. But if you want to be a CFO, these are some real world scenarios that you may face one day. Let me know your thoughts on any comments your CFO or CEO said that surprised you down below. For the business and finance professionals, I've got tons more content coming designed just for you, starting with this one right here. And hit the subscribe button to join me as I share my CFO experience with you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.